Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today our focus in our yoga stretch will be on loosening up. So every now and then I'm going to tell you to give yourself a little shake or move in your down dog just to loosen up into your joints. So join me today just in this seated position, and we're going to start with breathing. Lift your rib cage up gently, drop your chin slightly and place one hand on the belly. Let's breathe in to 3 counts. So in your mind, count at this pace. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, breathe out. 2, 3. Breathe in. 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3. Keep bringing your breath right down to your belly and slow it down. You can slow your count down. You can also speed your count up to start off with. But do try to slow it down and increase the capacity of your lungs. Let's take one more breath. Okay, beautiful. We're going to come into a butterfly pose now. So bring the soles of the feet together and let's extend those heels a little bit further away for our extended butterfly pose. Lifting the rib cage up, place the hands on the ankles, draw the waist in and lean forwards. Tuck your chin in a little bit to your chest, lengthen through the back of the neck. You can also slide your hands under your leg for level 2. Place your hands on top of your feet. Draw the waist in and lean forward. Breathe into your back around the rib cage. Now bring your breath down to your belly and lower back. Now release your feet and walk your hands back towards your knees. Let's extend our legs to the side. We're going to extend the legs nice and long, bring the toes in line with the bottom front corner of the mat and bring them forwards. This will help your balance. Now we're going to lift up onto the hand, but first of all, level 1 is on the elbow. Stay here if that's strong enough for you. Top hand on the side of your body. For level 2, come up onto your hand and lift your rib cage up. You will be balancing a little bit more in this position. Now don't let the shoulder creep up to the ear. Draw it downwards. Lift your spine a little higher. And then just rest your arm down. Have we found our balance quite comfortably? Now breathe into the side that's open, so the bottom side of your rib cage. Now focus on breathing another 3 breaths down into the side of the body and into the waist. Now lower yourself down, place your hand under your head, rest your head on top, and we're going to lift our top leg up. Rotate the foot slightly diagonally to the ceiling and then lift and lower. Try to push through the balls of the foot as you go up and through the heel as you go down. And this will work the bottom part of your leg. Let's do that another 2 times. Breathe in to lift, breathe out to lower. Keep that breath going in and out. Now let's lift that leg up and take the hand behind the calf. Draw your waist in to stabilize your body. Hold behind the leg, hold the ankle, or perhaps hold your big toe. Remember not to let the shoulder come up to the ear, but draw it right down away from the ears. Beautiful. So let's stay here and balance. Breathe right down to the waist. So that the secret to balancing is keeping those toes forward of your bottom extended leg. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Then release your big toe and lower your leg down. Now come back onto your elbow. Now here we're going to either do a modified side plank or a full side plank. So the modification is taking your foot forward, your top foot forward, and lifting your hip up. You can use two hands on the floor or lift one hand up, the top hand to your hip. For level 2, you're going to lift your hips up and stay here for 3 breaths. Let's breathe down to the belly. And take your hip down, that's it, beautiful. And swing those legs around to the other side. Let's start at our elbow, extend the legs, have the toes in line with the bottom front corner of the mat. Make sure the toes come forward. On the elbow, lift the rib cage for level 1. Level 2, lifting up on the hand. We're going to draw the shoulder down, lift the rib cage up, and place the hand on our side. Start to breathe into the lower side of the rib cage. That's it, beautiful. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And lower yourself down onto your hand. Keep the toes forward and take the bottom leg, rotate the toes diagonal, then lift and lower. Breathe in, point the toes up, breathe out, push through the heel. Let's get the shin and calf working again. We want to strengthen our legs. And one more time. This time we're going to lift the leg up, hold the back of the thigh, the ankle, or the toe with the index and middle finger. You can hold your foot also if your toe doesn't like being held. Slide shoulders away from ears, extend the leg up to the ceiling, pushing through the heel and drawing the waist in. So let's breathe down to the belly and balance. Make sure the bottom foot is flexed towards you or the toes towards you. Take 3 more breaths. Okay, beautiful. Release that toe, lower the leg down, come up onto your elbow again. This is our side plank, so you can take the modified position and lift your hips up, or you can keep both legs extended with me and lift the hips up. Let's keep the rib cage lifted, don't let it sag down, and take 3 breaths down to the belly. Now lower your hips down and let's come on to hands and knees into child's pose. So have the toes together, knees a little wider than the hips, extend the arms forward. Forehead down on the floor. Now slide the shoulders towards the hips so we can work into the chest and back. If you need to lower your elbows to the floor, place them down. Now draw the navel up. Round out your lower back so the tail goes between the legs and we're sitting on our heels. The navel stays drawn up. Breathe into the rib cage, front and back, particularly the back, and feel that big stretch. Take 3 breaths. Now let's lift up into a cat and walk the hands back, just one handprint. So the wrists are lined up with the shoulders, very important. If your hands are forward, you're going to overload your shoulders. So you do need to have those wrists in line with the shoulders. Spread your fingers out nice and wide and press the palms down to give the palms a big stretch. We've got a cat-cow pose. So let's breathe in and draw the navel to spine, arch the back up, look at your thighs. Breathe into between the shoulder blades. Get a big stretch and breathe out. Cow pose, tuck your toes under, slide shoulders to hips and look forward. So moving your shoulders back releases your neck. Okay, cat arch again. Big stretch in the back and breathe out, cow pose. We've got 3 more. And just move at the pace of your own breath. Let's finish our last cat, arch and cow pose. Lift the hips up for down dog. Now let's walk those heels up and down, stretch the ankles and calves. Now, slide the shoulders towards the hips, pull the waist up, lift the hips a bit higher and come onto your toes. And we want to move the chest towards the thighs and heels towards the floor. Now breathe into the back and chest. Now we're going to take a walk with our feet to our hands. Have your feet hip width apart and let the upper body hang down. And this is a chance where we can loosen up. So move your shoulder blades up and down, loosen up around the shoulder blades. Draw the navel up, lift the hips a bit higher and just let the arms swing from side to side. So this is a lovely yoga stretch where we can lengthen through the spine, through the arms, chin to chest so you can lengthen through the back of the neck. Release any stress or tightness. Beautiful. Let's place the hands on the shins, draw the navel up, have those knees bent, and then squeeze your buttocks just firmly, and let's slide the hands up the legs, stacking those vertebrae up one at a time. Lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and down. Let's take another big shoulder roll. Beautiful. Now, give yourselves another shake to loosen up. And then we're going to stand in the mountain pose. Now, for this one, I'll turn and face you because we're not going down to the floor for our sun salute. We're going to stay up nice and tall. So let's bring the hands to the sides and the ankles and the fronts of the feet together if you can. Otherwise, just position your feet comfortably. Now I want you to imagine the crown of the head drawing up to the ceiling so the spine lifts up tall. Squeeze your buttocks firmly, tummy and thighs nice and firm. Lift your toes up, spread them out, then place them on the floor. Look forward and make sure your head is balanced comfortably on the top of your spine. So move your chin forward and backwards just a little bit. Lift the shoulders to ears, breathe in, breathe out, roll them down and back. So shoulder blades are nice and flat on the back, but the waist stays drawn in. So you should feel quite comfortable standing in this position. Try not to hug shoulder blades too close. Just have them a little bit drawn towards each other so your spine is lifted nice and tall. Now spread your fingers out, stretch the palms and reach the fingers to the floor. Let's take 3 breaths here in our mountain pose. Eyes open or closed. Notice what your balance is like today. Now let's breathe in, lift the hands up into pistol grip over the head. So clasping the fingers, index fingers pressing together and thumbs wrapped around each other. If your shoulders are lifted, let's draw them down away from the ears and draw the waist in. Let's breathe in and breathe out, bend to the side. Keep the arms extended. Breathe in to lift, breathe out to extend to the side. Now make sure your buttocks, waist and thighs stay firm. Breathe in, breathe out, bend. Breathe in to lift and breathe out to bend. Breathe in to lift and breathe out. Bring the hands down, roll the shoulders, release any tension. Then breathe in, lift your arms above your head again, clasp the fingers, reach up to the ceiling. Reach your arms up as high as you can. Feel the stretch through the front of the body. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Float those hands down, turn them into fists and place them above your lower back. Now if your elbows are out to the sides, I want you to draw them towards each other behind you and your shoulder blades should hug together. Squeeze your buttocks, lengthen through the spine, push your hips forward, lean back. Drop chin to chest for the most comfortable head position. Breathe into the belly. You can also gaze up or lower your head back for a neck stretch. But be careful of your neck. Make sure it's always comfortable for you to do those two positions. Let's take 3 breaths into the belly. And release. Then take a deep breath in, lift the hands up, sun salute, and breathe out, forward fold. Let the head hang down. Now we're going to take the hands behind the back, have the knees a little bit bent so you can have the weight evenly through your feet and you're not struggling. Clasp your fingers and reach your hands up to the ceiling if you can. Otherwise, wide prayer if that's uncomfortable on your shoulders. It's a strong stretch, so otherwise, arms hip width apart, reaching up to the ceiling with your fingers. Otherwise, we're clasping those hands, reaching the arms up and working into the shoulders. Take 3 breaths here, around the hips and the waist. Then lower the hands onto the back, bring them down to the floor. And let's take a deep breath in, lift up, sun salute. And we're going to breathe out, chair pose, wrap your arms around your waist and one around your back. Shoulders are down, waist drawn in. Turn your gaze sideways or to look in front of or over your shoulder. Take 3 breaths. Now breathe in, lift those arms up again and breathe out, chair pose, wrap the arm around your waist and the other arm behind your back. Turn your head to a comfortable position, take 3 breaths here. Then breathe in, lifting the hands up and breathe out, hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. Let's loosen our body up now. Let's start with shaking our right hand. Give it a good shake. Start to shake up to the elbow, then up to the shoulder, and change hands. Shake the hand, shake up to the elbow, then right up to the shoulder. Do you feel nice and tingly? Let's try the legs. So nice firm tummy, lift your knee up and let's start to shake the foot. Shake up to the knee and shake the whole leg. Let's change sides. So lift the left foot up, give the ankle a shake, the leg, up to the knee and then right up to the hip. Place your foot down. And then let's shake our shoulders and our hips. That's it, beautiful. Okay, do you feel a bit looser now? Wonderful. All right, let's turn around and face sideways. We're going to do 2 sun salutes. So hands by sides, lift the rib cage up, squeeze your buttocks, firm waist, firm thighs. Balance your head on top of your spine and lift your shoulders to ears, roll back and down. Lift the rib cage up and keep the waist drawn in. Stretch your fingers out, stretch your palms out, reach your fingers down to the floor. Feel your shoulders draw downwards. Let's take 3 breaths here and notice our balance. You can close your eyes if you want to. Now let's take a deep breath in, sun salute. Palms touch, gaze between your palms, then swan dive. Bring the arms to sides, look forward, draw the waist up, lengthen through the spine, and then round the back out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back, lengthen through the spine. Shoulders away from ears, navel drawn up, hips lifted. Weight a little bit forward in the feet. Forward fold and step back to plank. Breathe in, breathe out, plank to floor or knees and chest down. Breathe in, cobra, high cobra, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, down dog. Let's just move from side to side. Keep the shoulder blades loose and the hips loose. Then step your feet together. Lift the right leg up, three-leg dog. Firm buttocks, toes point to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Lunge your foot between your hands. Step the back foot forward next to the front foot. Forward fold. Flat back, lengthen through the spine. Breathe out, forward fold. Take a deep breath in, sun salute. Breathe out, hands down to chest. Deep breath in and out. And let's do that again. Sun salute, breathe in. And swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back, lengthen through the spine. Fingers can stay on the ankles or bring them forward. Forward fold. Step back to plank. Breathe in, breathe out, plank to floor or knees and chest down. Breathe in, cobra, then extend your arms, tuck toes under, lift the hips back into down dog. Loosen up a little by moving from side to side. Then step your feet together, lift your left leg up, three-leg dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Lunge between your hands, step your back foot next to your front foot, and then come into flat back. Lengthen, breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Deep breath in, sun salute. And breathe out, hands down to chest. Deep breath in and out to finish. I'll just turn and face the front again. And we've got a pigeon balance. So let's just give ourselves a little shake to loosen up again. Then place your hands on your hips. Let's roll our right foot forward, draw the waist in, then cross the right foot over to the left. Take a breath in, lift your arms up above your head in prayer, and breathe out, hands to chest, thumbs to heart center. This is pigeon balance level 1. Level 2, lift your ankle to knee, draw your waist in and sit back as far as you can. Bring your toes forward, push through the heels so your foot and your leg are quite active. Level 3, float the forearms down to the shin and let's take 3 breaths around the rib cage. Then let's breathe in, lifting up. Extend the leg forward, a little kick, and breathe out. Lower the foot down and lower the hands down. Let's try that on the other side. Take your hands on your hips, draw the waist in and soften the knees. Cross the left leg over the right, toes on floor. Deep breath in, sun salute, arms overhead in prayer, and breathe out, hands down to chest, thumbs to heart center. Level 2 pigeon balance, ankle on knee, push hips back and draw your waist in. Toes forward of your foot, push through the heel, activate your calf and shin. Level 3, forearms go to the shin. Take 3 breaths into your rib cage. And breathe in, lifting up. Extend your leg forward and float it down. Deep breath in and out. And breathe out, hands by sides. Beautiful. Now let's loosen up again. Just give yourself a little shake after the balance. Then we're going to turn sideways again. hands on your hips, and we're going to bend our knees into chair pose. Draw the waist in, sit right back as far as you can. Try not to move your knees forward to sit. Just make sure that there's a chair. You imagine a chair behind you and you're trying to sit back. Draw the waist in. We're going to lift our left foot up. Pause and hold. You can just step it back if you want to, or come with me a little bit slower. Let's extend it back. Place the foot down and straighten your front leg. You want to make sure that both your hips are facing forward. We've got a head to knee pose. So let's take a deep breath in. Bring hands up above the head. Breathe out, hands to chest. Draw the waist in and lean forward. Now look forward, or you can just lift your chin and then bend forward. Look forward, keep the back nice and flat. When you're about halfway or a little bit before halfway, draw the navel in, round the back out, gaze at your kneecap. Now breathe into your waist and the lower back. You can place your hands on your shin or the hands to the floor and head to knee. Make it a bigger movement and a stronger movement. Make sure the hips are nice and straight, so you're going to draw back the front hip and bring the back hip forward. Make sure the buttocks are nice and firm for your stretch. Breathe into your back. Now bring your breath down to your hips. Now gaze at your toes and bring your hands back to chest. Lengthen through the spine, squeeze your buttocks firmly and draw your waist up. Look forward and hinge back to standing. Now we're going to lift those arms up, open them out, warrior two. Now if your back leg is a little bit close, toe heel it back until you can find that nice stretch. Squeeze your buttocks, tummy firm, the knee in line with the ankle. Arms lifted, shoulder height. Now lift the rib cage up, shoulders are down. So if you find that your knee comes beyond your ankle, widen your legs. If your leg is quite straight, then bring your legs make your legs a bit narrower and bend the knee. Try to get both sides of your leg to work. So push your knee out a little bit behind you. Then turn your head only to look over your front middle finger. Let's take a few breaths here. Right down to the belly. Now take 3 more breaths and mentally check your body. Is either side of your knee nice and strong? Okay, proud warrior. Rotate your front palm, lift it up and lower the back hand down. Now you can look forward, make sure your head is lined up with your spine. You can gaze up at your palm, you can even arch back a little bit further, but be very mindful of your back. Breathe down to your belly, 3 breaths. Now breathe in and breathe out, side angle pose, elbow and knee, then close your hand into a fist. Lift the other arm up to the ceiling or extend it over your head. Try to drop your hip down and get those fingers in line with your hip and the outer edge of the back foot. Try not to sink into your shoulder, but lift your rib cage up. The waist draws in, the buttocks is firm. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now lower your hand down to the floor and your other hand. So pivot your feet to point forward. They can be slightly pigeon-toed. And we're going to hold our ankles, look between the legs. If your head reaches the floor quite comfortably, place your head down. If it doesn't, just let the head hang down. You can also hold your big toes with your index finger and middle finger. Now slide your shoulders up towards your hips, draw your navel up, lift the hips up, bend your elbows to keep your shoulders lifted. Breathe into your back and waist, take 3 breaths.
Beautiful. Let's take the hands under the chest and lengthen through the spine. And we're going to bring our hands up one at a time, look forward, try to have a nice flat back, and then breathe in, lifting up. And we're going to pivot our feet, our front foot to face the front and our back foot just that 45 degrees. Bring the back arm forward. We have a warrior one. Now, if the back leg seems to be quite far away, let's heel toe it a bit closer. Make sure both hips are pointing forward. Lift the shoulders, roll them back and down, then lift the rib cage up. Stretch your fingers nice and wide. Now here, your arms can be way back if you have the flexibility in your shoulders. Otherwise, pick a height that suits you best. From here, we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Bring hands to hips and step forward. Now I'm going to turn to face you so you can see the balance and twist. Now let's roll that left knee forward, draw the waist in and lift the knee up. Bring your toes forward and we're going to bring the hands to a stop sign position. Lower the shoulders down, lift the rib cage up, waist draws in. So let's breathe in and breathe out to twist. So I want your elbows to stay the same width as they were when you started. So don't let your elbow come inwards. Keep your elbows nice and wide, back nice and flat, shoulders down, waist in. You can turn your head a little more. Take 3 breaths here. Then rotate your torso back to the front, lower your foot down, and bring your hands above your head in prayer for sun salute, and breathe out, hands down to chest. Let's take a nice deep breath in here. Lovely. Turn around and face forward again. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Draw the crown of the head up to the ceiling, nice and tall. Breathe in. Breathe out, chair pose. Draw the waist in, sit back as far as you can and roll the right foot forward. Lift the foot up, either step back or lunge back slowly to challenge your balance. Place those toes down and lower the heel down, extending the front leg. Make sure both hips are nice and square, facing forwards. If you need to bring your back leg forward a little, do that. Deep breath in, sun salute. And breathe out, hands down to chest. Then draw the navel in, waist in, then bend forward. Squeeze your buttocks, looking forward. Try to keep the back nice and flat. And then if you've gone down as far as you can, draw the waist in, round the back out, gaze at your knee. You can place your hands on your shin or your hands on the floor. Draw your front hip back and your back hip forward to help straighten up your hips. Breathe into your back and find the stretch in the back of the front leg. So this is our yoga stretch in our head to knee pose. Now bring your breath down to your belly and the lower back, and let's see if we can feel the hips go out sideways with our breath in and collapse down with our breath out. Let's take one more big breath and breathe out. Draw the navel to spine, squeeze the buttocks and bring your hands to your chest. Lengthen through the spine, draw the navel up, look forward and hinge yourself back to standing. Let's lift the hands up now, breathe in, breathe out, rotate your chest and your hips to the side. If your legs are a little bit narrow for warrior two, step your back foot away and readjust yourself. So nice firm buttocks, firm tummy, lift the rib cage up, shoulders are down away from ears. Front knees in line with ankle. Turn your head only to look over your front middle finger. Breathe down to the belly. Take 2 more breaths right down to that belly. Check your body. Make sure your front thigh is working on both sides. Now rotate your front palm upwards, lift the arm and lower the back arm down. Shoulders are down, head balanced right on top of the spine. Look forward or gaze up at your palm. You can arch back if you want to. Now breathe down to the front of the body and the front side of the body. Keep pushing through the back heel. Keep that leg extended. Then breathe in and breathe out. Elbow to knee, palm facing up, close it into a fist. Look at your back arm, lift it up to the ceiling. You can gaze at your fingers up at the ceiling or look sideways or down to the floor. Check that your foot is pointing forward. You can also extend the arm over the head. If your hip is a little bit high, try to drop it down so your fingers, hips and outer edge of your back foot are all lined up. Try not to sink your head into your shoulder. Lift the rib cage up, lengthen through the spine, keep the waist drawn in. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now, breathe in, lifting up. I want you to circle the arm behind you and rotate your hips to face forward. Lift your arms up into warrior 2. If the back foot is far away and your hips are on an angle, heel toe your back foot a little bit closer, then rotate your hips forward. Your buttocks should be firm and squeezing together. Bend your front knee and lift the arms up. Roll the shoulders back and down, right away from the ears. Lift your chin if it's comfortable. Breathe down to the belly, 3 breaths. One more breath in. And breathe out, hands down to chest. Come onto the ball of the back foot and step forward. Beautiful. Now I'm going to turn and face you again. And we're going to lower those hands down. This time we're rolling that left with the right foot forward, draw the waist in and lift the knee. Toes forward, push through the heel. Lift the hands up to a stop sign position. Lower the shoulders down, nice firm waist. Breathe in, breathe out, draw the waist in, rotate through the rib cage so the shoulders don't lift and the arms do not move. Turn your head a little bit more sideways if you can to look at your hand. Take 3 breaths here. And then rotate your torso back to the front. Lower that foot down. Reach your arms up to the ceiling in sun salute and breathe out, hands to chest. Let's take a deep breath in and out to finish. And lower your arms down. Take a walk. Give your legs a shake. Give your body a shake. Let's loosen the body up again. Wonderful. Let's turn around along our mat. Stand forward on the mat. We've got a sun salute and we're going to finish on the floor. Let's take a deep breath in, sun salute, and swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in for flat back, lengthen through the spine, and breathe out, forward fold. Step back into down dog. Now we're just going to loosen up, moving from side to side. Loosen up around the shoulders, even circle them. Move the hips from side to side. And try and get nice and loose around the shoulder blades. Okay, let's try that again. So lift the waist up, lift the hips up on the balls of the feet. Lower the heels down. Now shoulders towards hips and bring your chest towards your thighs. Now you should be able to just move your shoulder blades. A little bit of a bounce in your shoulder blades, moving them up and down. Little bounce. That will tell you that you're nice and soft around your shoulders and your mid-back is nice and flat. Now let's breathe into plank. Adjust your toes if you need to. Slide them back a little. Knees on floor if you need to. Otherwise, join me by pushing through the heels. Tighten the calves and thighs. Squeeze the buttocks. Press them together. Draw the navel up. And lower your rib cage slightly so the elbows are a little bit soft. Chin tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck and look in front of your fingertips. Take 3 breaths here, down to your belly. We're strengthening the chest and the back. Now breathe in and breathe out. Plank to floor or knees and chest down. Keep the elbows hugging the sides of the body as you lower yourself down. Cobra, breathe in, lift up, extend your arms. That's it, beautiful. And let's bring the toes together, knees a little wider. And I want you to draw your waist up, round your back out. Walk your hands towards your knees. So you want to round the back out and stack the vertebrae up just one at a time. So starting at the lower spine, come to the mid-spine, then up between the shoulder blades and lift your head. This is a beautiful spinal roll. It will loosen up the muscles in your back. Now, if you can, lean forward, cross your ankles and extend your legs forward, otherwise bring them around to the side. Now, I'm changing position. I'm going to extend my legs forward and face you. Bring one foot to the thigh. This is stretching into the hip and the back of the other leg. So bring your toes forward, point them at the ceiling, and let's lift the rib cage right up. Waist draws in. Deep breath in. Palms forward, breathe out, draw the waist in, line up your chest with your leg, lower the hands down. Now I want you to lengthen through the spine, draw the waist in and bend forward. Let's do that again. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, bend forward. One more time, breathe in, lengthen, breathe out and bend forward. When you can no longer do that, draw the waist in, lower the head towards the knee. So let the upper body soften down. If it's comfortable, walk your hands forward and hold the outer edge of your feet or clasp your hands around your foot. Now, if you are at your furthest stretch, come back 10%. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears and the elbows are bent. Chin tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Breathe into the back, feel the stretch. Now bring the breath down to your belly and the lower back. And let's get the breath to stretch our hips and the back of the leg. Take one more breath. And walk your hands towards your hips. Lift your knee up and let's place the foot just outside. So lifting the rib cage up nice and tall. I'm going to take the left arm around the knee and the right arm behind the back. Lift the rib cage up nice and tall, breathe in and breathe out to twist. That hand behind you can also go behind your back and hold your thigh. Otherwise, just keep it on the floor. Let's take 3 breaths here. Right down to the belly. And then release. Change legs. Foot to thigh, toes towards you, sitting up nice and tall. Deep breath in, palms forward, breathe out. Lower the hands down, lengthen through the spine, shoulders away from ears, lean forward. Breathe in, breathe out, lean forward again with that nice long spine. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out, bend forward. Then draw the waist in, chin to chest and lower your head towards your knee. Walk your hands towards your foot, hold the outer edge of the foot or clasp your fingers around. Otherwise, come back 10% and keep your stretch there. So always coming 10% back from your maximum position for your stretch that you want to hold. So you want to do your yoga stretch safely. So make sure you're not stretching at your furthest point. Take another deep breath into the lower back and the belly. Walk your hands back towards your hips and bring your foot over. Wrap your arm around your knee, the other arm behind the back. Let's lift the spine up nice and tall, supporting it with the hands. So breathing in, lift up, breathe out to twist. You can rest on the back hand to keep your spine up or wrap your back hand around your waist and try and reach towards your thigh.
Now breathe down to the belly and the lower back. Take 2 more breaths and then release. Okay, so we're going to roll onto our back. So I'm going lengthways on my mat, taking my hands behind my knees. I'm going to breathe in, lift up nice and tall, breathe out, navel to spine, and start to walk the hands down the back of your legs. Let's bring one knee to chest, extend the other leg, and just draw that knee down gently with the weight of the hands. Try not to pull it tightly to your chest. Make sure your spine is nice and long, your navel drawn downwards. So draw your navel down 10%, nice firm waist. Chin tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Take another 2 breaths here. Then change legs. Other knee to chest, extend the other leg. Check the spine is nice and long, waist drawn down. Take 2 more breaths here. This is a wonderful stretch for your buttocks muscles. Now, bring your other knee to your chest, and we're going to do a twist. This time we're going to bring our arms into a stop sign position. Backs of hands on the floor, elbows on the floor. This is a little bit stronger than our usual twist. So if it's uncomfortable, bring your arms into a T position. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Lower the knees down to one side and turn the head to the other. Make sure the shoulder blades are on the floor and the backs of the hands are also on the floor, as well as the elbows. Let's take 3 deep breaths into our chest that's open, the same side that our head is turned. Now lift the knees to ceiling and lower them down to the other side. Turn your head the opposite way. Shoulder blades, elbows, backs of hands stay on the floor. 3 breaths into the chest that's open. Now lift those knees back to the ceiling. Give them a little hug. Rock from side to side on the lower back. And then lower your feet to the floor. You can bring your feet out wide and drop the knees together. Place your left hand on the heart center, right hand on belly. If you'd like something a little bit more challenging, bring your feet to a butterfly pose position. Let the knees drop out and stretch the inner thighs. Let's breathe into the belly. When you're ready, extend your legs into a relaxation position. Bring your arms to the sides, palms up. Press the elbows in the floor, lift the mid back up, hug those shoulder blades together, flatten the back down and open the chest. Lift the head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Breathe down to the belly and start to relax your body. Scan from the top of the head right down to the tip of the toes, remembering to check arms and legs, hips and waist for any tension or tightness. If you find any tight spots, release them. Breathe into them to help let them go. Now you can stay in this relaxation position for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, however long you like. Perhaps you'd like to turn the video off and just take your time. Otherwise, join me. Start to move your fingers and toes. Bring your breath down to your belly. Walk your feet to the end position and then roll onto your side. Now let's pause there and take a few breaths. Then lift yourself up into a seated position. Resting hands on knees or in the lap. Lift the rib cage up gently, let the shoulders relax down. Drop your chin slightly towards your chest. Move your head from side to side, releasing any tension in the back of the neck. And lower your hands down, bring them above your head in prayer, and bring the hands down to chest and thumbs to heart center. Breathe into your chest and heart center. Imagine the breath between your palms. Now deepen your breath down to your belly, breathing in. Bring that breath up to the chest, into collarbones, and back, and breathe out. Breathe in again, into the belly, chest, shoulders, back, and breathe out. Take one more deep breath in. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. If you liked the video, press like and make a comment. Please subscribe to my channel and get notifications every time there's a new yoga class. Namaste.